as you can see, we've interrupted, so keep looking that way, because otherwise there's going to be a collision and it could get very, very messy for our viewer. As you can see, we've interrupted Pete Townshend on rehearsals for your... Is this your first solo tour?
Yeah, I did a solo show in '86 at the Brixton Academy, but I didn't, although it was good fun to do, I didn't want to tour it.
So
I don't want to do this really either, really.
But you're going to?
Yeah, I'm going to. I don't really quite know why I'm doing it, to be honest.
Because you said yes.
That's
you
right.
like the idea?
Yeah, I got drunk and I said yes. Yeah.
4 o'clock in the morning, you agree, so you're doing it. How's it all going? How's the preparation all going? Because you've only got a couple more days still to go,
It's actually going okay, I think. The thing that's made this a bit different to most things is that we're doing this play right in the middle of the show, which is just a solo show with tracks from, you know, my solo albums, the album I did with Ronnie Lane and stuff like that. And maybe 1 or 2 Who things, but I'm trying to keep away from Who material completely. So just solo material, but right in the middle of the show is the play called Psychedelic, which is my new album. And that's like a radio play. So we're actually doing it on the stage like a play. I mean, we're not doing it with scenery and stuff like that, but we've got psychedelic back projections and these thing called punny projectors, which project really amazing kind of psychedelic lights and stuff. And actors on the stage reading lines. And so what's actually quite difficult is all the cues have to be really dead right. And I'm trying to recreate the album on the stage.
Right. What about the bits where they're not involved and it's just you being the front man? I mean, how are you finding that? Is it weird kind of being out there on your own and not having Roger or John on either side of you?
No.
Or not at all?
I never. No, it's fine. I miss them all the time whenever I work on my own for obvious reasons, you know, because I'm always kind of... But I miss Keith too, and you know, Keith Moon, he's been dead for years. You know, you tend to play stuff and hear them, conjure them up, and then think, well, no, that's over. I've got to go down a different pathway, which is what I'm doing at the moment. You know, I'm Paul Wellerland, forward, upwards, modernist, onwards, up, different, new.
The river's getting higher, no wood for the fire. They show the Messiah, but I guess I missed him again. That brings my score to 110.
Well, tell us about the play. Psychedelic, that's the title. There's 3 main characters in it. Ray.
Me.
You. Is it Darius? No, Ruth.
Ruth, that's me as well.
And
yeah.
Rastus.
And that's me as
The
well.
manager.
They're all me. They're all shades of me. They're supposed to be none of them of me. There's Ray High, who's an old rocker, who's retired. Rastus is manager, and Ruth Streeting, who's a kind of acerbic, witty, kind of Julie Burchill type journalist, but on the radio. And it's just a story, and a fan called Rosalind, and we don't know whether she exists or not.
Give us an outline of the story. If you can.
Yeah, I can. It's just Rastus, who is Ray's manager, is desperate to get him back to work. Ray back to work. Ray's living on old money and old dreams and old fantasies, working on an old project, won't come out into the public eye. So Rastus asks Ruth Streeting if she can do anything, and she goads him out by insulting him and writing bad articles about him, and she manages to get hold of, intercept some fan mail, which is a little bit scandalous, splashes a big story in the newspapers, and finally gets him out there.
The water's getting closer, better ring up the grocer, stack up the potatoes, oh Jack, are you ever coming back?
I mean, a lot of people are going to sort of say that there's a lot of you in Ray. Is there a lot of you in Ray?
I think in all the songs that I've written since I was a kid, you know, and by that I mean age 17 or 18, the very first songs that I wrote, I think there's a little bit of me in everything. 20%, 30%. But I do try and write for other people. That's what makes me a good writer, I think, ultimately. And in my own terms, I mean, some people obviously don't agree, but in as much as I think I've written some great songs, those songs are part of a continuum. I've written them for a specific audience. And Ray, Ruth, Rastus, Psychedelic, the whole thing is written for an audience that I'm trying to reach. It's not my life story.
One of the lines that stood out at me from the album Psychedelic was one of the lines that...
Gary Crowley is a...
Yeah, that
That's
one
right,
did,
yeah.
yeah.
That's right. It would have
That
stood
rang
out, yeah.
very, very loudly. No, it wasn't that one, funnily enough. It was the one where he talked about the media, though, having said that, where he said that that they can't believe that a shit like me has value. Was that something that, you know, you initially greeted with when you first started in this business? And do you still believe that?
You know, what Ruth Streeting actually says isn't just...
How dare he say that?
Isn't just...
Just while he's sitting down.
Isn't just...
He's a bit older than me.
Yeah, bit. Isn't just a journalist, she isn't just a media person, she also represents the establishment. I originally had a lot more characters in there. I think what he's actually talking about is the newspaper editors, the newspaper owners, the headmasters, the bankers, you know, the Lloyd's syndicate, you know, and those people, the judiciary, the people that run the country, the people that run the world. You know, I really do think, when I got my job as an editor at Faber and Faber, I think a lot of those people were kind of appalled, absolutely appalled that somebody like me would get that kind of job.
Keep me turning on, hanging on, stop me yearning, I've had enough. Keep me turning, what I had in my backstage club.
Thanks for letting us join you this evening.
Oh,
so
you're
if I
welcome.
smash you over the head with one of your guitars?
Anytime, Gary, you know, anytime. As long as I can rip your 3 collars apart. Have you seen this? Have you seen this? I'm sure this was already done by his previous interviewer, but you see, what they do fold nicely, the way you tie the bow tie, that's brilliant.
He's so jealous. He always has been.
I am.
He always will be.
Could I swap it for my necklace?
No, I'm not interested.
Lenny Kravitz gave me this.
Did he? All right then.